So we all know about DMX. We know about how he didn't have a will and fathered 15 kids. 15 kids. All right. And there's a lot of blame to go around. I mean, DMX for having all these kids and the women who decided to open their legs to DMX, to have all these kids, to have raw sex, unprotected sex, knowing what type of man DMX is. He was a drug addict. He was, and he had his demons. And you decide to sleep with this man just because he had money, but never thought about the character of the person. So black women can't be just banging hard on DMX, say he should have controlled himself, when the women should have also controlled their legs and controlled who they're going to open their legs to. They weren't looking for a husband. They were looking for a quick come up to sleeping with a man with many problems. It takes two to have sex. That's what a lot of people tend to forget. Both sides have to be accountable in these situations. In the black community, which is, the part of the black community that's of the ghetto and the hood, they don't think about these things. And you think because this man has money, you should just open your legs to him. And now you're in these problems, and you think because you have his child that it's money. It's kind of like these single mothers who just have a bunch of kids as welfare check babies because they know the government's going to give them a check. And they think that's okay. That's the way to live, to have check babies. Not giving a damn about that kid's future, that kid as an individual. They just think, oh, he's a check baby, so I'm going to just have this little person, not giving a damn. This person needs a lot of love and attention. You're just going to have the baby. Not willing to work at it. And if things don't go the way you plan, that child is going to feel your wrath, because you're going to feel you didn't have that child out of love. You had that child out of that child was a meal ticket. It was an object of what you thought of as a financial reward. And this is what happens in the black community over and over again. And these kids sometimes don't end up being loved properly. Can't just blame DMX. You got to blame the mothers too. You chose to have sex with a dude that you knew probably had a bunch of women that he knocked up. And you decide to join the basketball team. Another person claiming to be one of DMX's children has surfaced to join the legal struggles over the late rapper's estate. DMX, whose real name was Earl Simmons, died in April at the age of 50 of a heart attack brought on by, well, we don't know that's true or not, because family members have said that is not the case. He did not have an overdose, and was reported in life to have 15 children. The latest person to claim to be one of DMX's children is a Georgia woman named Raven Barmer-Simmons, according to page 6. Raven, who recently got in touch with some of DMX's other grown children, is now the 15th person alleged to be one of his progeny. All of them will need to get paternity tests amid the ongoing legal scuffle over the estate, which is said to be about $1 million. As of this Friday, 3 of his sons, Xavier, Tacoma, and Sean Simmons, have declared temporary administrators of DMX estate. DMX shared Xavier, Tacoma, and Sean with his ex-wife, Tashira Simmons, whom he remained married to from 1999 to 2014. Sad. At the time of his death, he had a fiancee named Desiree Lindstrom, who was also the mother of his youngest child, his 5-year-old son Exodus. After his death, she tried unsuccessfully to declare to have been his common law wife and to get administrative status of the estate. See, that's the thing. That's not going to work in New York. In New York, okay, you have to be married, and a lot of time in the black community, marriage is not valued. Very few black people value marriage, and unfortunately, those are the ones that are looked upon as squares. Okay, I say much respect to DMX first wife. She held that as long as she could. He had his problems. I do respect marriage. I look at it as a beautiful thing, and sometimes there's problems where people have to part, unfortunately, due to abuse or drug abuse. You know, I am a man I like seeing family together. I do like seeing, you know, especially I like seeing black family together, and I like watching them interact. You know, even when some people are just don't have it to make it work. DMX died without a will, with an estate that is thought to be in debt. That is thought to be in debt after facing years of legal problems involving money. He spent the majority of 2018 and beginning of 2019 serving 10 months of a year-long prison sentence after pleading guilty to tax evasion in 2017. Upon his release in 2019, he was to begin paying $2.3 million in restitution to the government, according to a TMZ report. Some of the legal issues he has been involved with over the past couple of decades also include financial disputes involving his children. Maryland woman Monique Wayne bore him a child in 2004 and won child support as well as successfully paternity suit. Sheesh. She was awarded $1.5 million in damages in 2008 after he claimed she raped him. Let me read that again. She was awarded $1.5 million in damages in 2008 after he claimed she raped him while he was on. Wow. In 2013, DMX attempted to unsuccessfully file for bankruptcy to recognize, among other concerns, his child support debt, which at that point surpassed $1.2 million. Sheesh. By 2015, he had landed even hotter water and was sentenced to 6 months in prison for delinquency on a $400,000 of child support. Man. Damn. Shortly before Exodus was born, DMX claimed in an interview that he had fathered children with a total of 9 women. While appearing on The Breakfast Club, he said he selected mothers of his children just like a dog. I sniff the... Wow. Wag my tail. When asked whether his children knew each other, he replied, "Some of them have met others," adding, "I ain't a total piece of..." I ain't have kids in the same... I ain't have kids in the same county. Yeah, I snipped up. I got a few in New York. I got a few in... Wow. Wow. You got a few in Cali. Oh, man. Oh, man. I feel bad for him, man. I do, because he was introduced to crack at a young age, and that crushed him, and his family life was messed up. So these women have to take their part. Okay, you can't be saying like men ain't ish. You open your legs to these men. You got your back blown out by these men. You put your mouth on these men. You know what? Okay, you are responsible for who you sleep with, just like the men are responsible for who they sleep with. So you gotta take accountability. Who said it was cocaine due to cocaine? You know who's... Man, you know who said that. I mean, that's not true, but the family said that he wasn't on drugs at the time of his death. The fact of the matter is just this is the price that, you know, what happens with reckless breeding. Reckless uh men and women just be reckless in the black community, just opening their legs to whoever they want to open their legs to, and not see if this person is worth having a future with. Okay, in the black community. And this is how it is, you know, black women giving it up to Pookie, Ray Ray, and DMX was a Pookie, you know, a Ray Ray with money. And these women just wanted to sleep with him because, again, he was a man whose sperm was a check. All right. This was a broken man, and these women wanted to sleep with him. Okay, you slept with him. Now you're fighting for an estate. You're fighting to have a piece of his estate. You know, this is why when black men talk about polygamy, you have to look at them like, it's usually black men who talk about polygamy. They usually come from the Hope Tech community. You know, they all got some scandals and some crap like Brother Polite, you know, Umar Johnson, some of the Black Israelite community. And it's men with sketchy pasts and mental disorders. And the fact is, the matter is, when they practice polygamy, okay, the kids suffer 9 times out of 10 because these women are very territorial when it comes to their women, to their children, and they're not going to show that same love they have to their own children to the child that comes from the same man they slept with, but it comes from a different woman that the man you slept with, you know, made another child with another woman. They're not going to have that same love. Very few do. And the children suffer in these cases because each woman want their kid to be number one. Wars were fought this way due to polygamy. The father died, the kingdom in shambles. Now it's all up for grabs. And this is what's happening here. And it's sad to say, you don't know if these women are probably putting things in these kids' head. You're better than this kid. That kid's better. You're better than him. You're better than him. You know, putting things in their head because all they're seeing is money. It's also sad a person like DMX, that the way he grew up, he wanted validation, you know, and he found an avenue to do it. Unfortunately, he didn't really have guidance there. And that's another thing too, you know, people like Mike Tyson, these athletes, black athletes, you know, they come from the wrong side of the tracks, and there's no one really there to guide them when they get famous, to be a mentor, possibly a father figure that's not out to take their money, and someone's out there to just pull them to the side and vent to them to not make mistakes that could end up just like this. I think about Eric Eazy-E, who fathered a lot of kids, I believe. It's sad. These situations are very sad. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments about this situation. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Okay. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.